Guy and Tottenham fans, it's happened again. 2 years ago, Jose Mourinho... What? Well, I know.
Oh, it took him only 7 seconds to mention Mourinho's name now.
I know you're going to say it, but lads, this is about Tottenham and sacking elite managers. It is relevant. Lads, Mourinho was sacked by your club in the spring. And now it's Antonio Conte, who Daniel Levy has decided to now throw into a bin filled with plastic cans, Twix wrappers, and a bunch of dead rats. Levy is collecting quite the manager hit list. I mean, go back a few years ago, and this guy just looked like a skinny Humpty Dumpty, just some bald bloke from Essex, and who went around sacking coaching sludge like Martin Yole, Harry Redknapp, or Tim Sherwood. I mean, that was just about choosing to leave your wife when she refuses a shower and constantly smells like old feet. I mean, Redknapp's life after leaving Tottenham was coaching QPR, Jordan, Birmingham City, and spending a month sitting in a jungle making small talk with the vamps whilst chewing on a donkey's nutsack. But Big Boy Levy has now sacked Mauricio Pochettino, Mourinho, and now Conte. 2 absolute serial winning machines, and some guy whose next job was PSG. Right now, Levy must be walking around with a Conor McGregor swagger in his hips. How powerful must he feel that he's in a position now where he can look European monster coaches in the eye and say,
"You're fired."
I mean, Levy is a guy who bought this club from Alan Sugar. "You're fired" is his catchphase. Honestly, this is like when Walter White copied the mannerisms of all the people he killed. This is Levy not having crusts on his sandwiches. I mean, to be fair, Sugar says you're fired to just a bunch of fame-hungry 22-year-olds on TV. Levy, he's actually told both Mourinho and Conte that they're now unemployed. Levy must feel like some assassin out of Game of Thrones. Lads, Levy got lucky with Pochettino. Because, I'm sorry, but go back to the 13-14 season when Tim Sherwood was in the job. And I mean, it wasn't Pochettino's name who was floating around White Hart Lane. No. The 2 big managers linked with the Tottenham job were Frank de Boer and Louis van Gaal. Yeah, 2 guys who'd go on to manage the Netherlands. I mean, really, Ronald Koeman also did that. And he was the guy who replaced Pochettino at Southampton. But honestly, Levy was never in the business of being able to attract superstar coaches to the club. I mean, while De Boer was boss of Ajax, Levy probably used to fantasize about him in the tub. Yeah, I mean, he'd go on to get sacked by Crystal Palace within a month. Weirdly, Levy was the first chairman to ever try and bring Mourinho to the Premier League. Back in October 2003, Mourinho actually spoke to a Tottenham representative before Porto's Champions League group game against Marseille. Yeah, that night was the first night he ever met Didier Drogba. So imagine if Mourinho had joined Tottenham that summer, giving him tools like Ledley King, Michael Carrick, Robbie Keane, and a fat Andy Reid. Good players, yes, but he would have begged Levy to break the bank for Drogba. Instead, he'd probably just given him Andy Cole on a free. Mourinho again turned down the Tottenham job when he left Chelsea in 2007, and Conte only rejected Tottenham 2 years ago. So Levy is relishing this. He loves the fact that he's in such a position of strength to sack 2 elite coaches who knocked him back. Honestly, this is probably like Jonah Hill choosing to ring up all the high school prom queens from school. You know, the types who sneer down their nose at him because he was just that geeky nerd who used to drink a pint of ice cream for lunch. It's like him now flaunting his Hollywood wallet, getting them to all fall in love with him, only to just ruthlessly dump them by text. I don't think Levy, in his wildest dreams, ever truly believed that one day he'd be sacking both Mourinho and Conte. But here's the worry. I don't think Levy remembered how tricky it was when Tottenham were single. I mean, does nobody remember the nightmare summer of 2021? We seem to think that Spurs getting turned down by top coaches is a thing of the past. It's not. It's really not. After Mourinho's contract was fed to the dogs before a cup final, and we all had to watch Ryan Mason, a literal football baby, just sit in the dugout for weeks, Levy went through an entire shopping list of managers, nobody wanted to join. Recently sacked Roma coach Paulo Fonseca was on the verge of the Tottenham gig. Yeah, he and Mourinho were practically swapping jobs. Yeah, that deal collapsed, and he now instead coaches Lille, replacing the guy who replaced Pochettino at PSG. It's all just one big merry-go-round, and Gennaro Gattuso had just left Fiorentina after 22 days. The man was in the job for such a short space of time, it doesn't even show in his Wikipedia page. That man is a volatile oaf, like Gimli off Lord of the Rings on steroids. His face is the epitome of roid rage, combined with small man syndrome, and I'm gonna say it, probably a chunk of cannibalism too. I wouldn't put it past this guy to be an Italian Jeffrey Dahmer, just boiling his grandmother's skin in a pot of soup. Tottenham wanting stability, and yet appointing an angry Danny DeVito? Just What? He had 9 management jobs in 10 years. Hiring him as a Tottenham coach, it's been like getting into a relationship with some maniac who posts on Facebook that she likes to behead cats. Brendan Rodgers shut them down, and not for the first time in his career. Antonio Conte said no that summer. Julian Lopetegui, there's a man who would soon be joining Wolves. But he turned them down to stay at Sevilla. And so you wound up with Nuno Espirito Santo, someone who'd just been binned off by Wolves and was now having job interviews at Everton and Crystal Palace. So Santo winding up at Tottenham. Oh, really exciting appointment this. About as exciting as getting your face lit by a sheep. But Julian Nagelsmann is free. I think Bayern Munich have saved Tottenham from themselves. You just know Levy was going to give Thomas Tuchel a ring, which shows he has all the self-awareness of David Brent. Yeah, Tuchel is a top manager. But guess what? Mourinho and Conte were top managers. And yeah, they were all sacked by Chelsea. Levy needs to get the fans back on side. So just lazily recruiting from a bin outside Stamford Bridge, that is not a good look for the club. I think Tottenham should be banned from hiring any more ex-Chelsea bosses because they can't help themselves. In the same way you probably ban a diabetic from celebrating Pancake Day. I mean, this isn't a new trend for Tottenham. Tuchel would have been the 4th ex-Chelsea manager Tottenham have hired since 2012. Spurs fans are sick to the sight of hiring second-hand Chelsea managers. Even if Carlo Ancelotti becomes available in the summer, don't do it, Levy. Stay away from Chelsea managers. They clearly don't work. Oh, by the way, lads, if you're new, subscribe, you absolute legends, but also quick interruption to let you know this video is sponsored by Manscaped. Lads, if you're wondering what Manscaped is, then welcome to the internet then. And did your grandson help you turn on the computer? Are you Roy Hodgson in disguise? Everyone knows what Manscaped is. And why wouldn't you? This stops you from having Yeti hair on your sack. Lads, the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0 has you covered. Inside this package you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, and a travel bag. The Lawnmower 4.0 features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to help reduce grooming accidents, so you don't accidentally chop off your knob. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor, a new multifunction on and off switch, and gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off. But Manscaped are giving everyone watching this channel a huge 20% off plus free shipping when you use the code irishguy20. Summer is coming up soon, and I mean, do you want to be hairier than a sloth? No, you'll probably scare off all the fish. Anyway, go now, link in the description, back into the video. But Julian Nagelsmann is free. The man is favourite for the job. He's essentially fallen into Tottenham's lap, but he is 35. 35 years of age. The last time Tottenham won a trophy, this guy was 20 years of age. I mean, I looked at Ryan Mason and compared him to a baby, but he's just 5 years younger than Nagelsmann. I know we've had young managers in this league before. Both Villas-Boas and Gianluca Vialli were 33 at Chelsea. Chris Coleman was managing Fulham at 32, but to me, it just seems like a huge potential issue. Nagelsmann is a top coach, yes. The guy's fixated on the gegenpress. He's like a mini Jurgen Klopp, but he is a baby. He's never managed outside the Bundesliga, never even lived in another country, and has never ever completed 3 seasons at any club. But if this bloke was in his 40s, then utter no-brainer. But 35? I'm not sure. But if I was Conte, I would be scared. The last thing you want to be in this world is a sacked Tottenham manager, because I don't care if you truly are an elite, captivating worldwide name in football. If you just got a Spurs sacking on your CV, that suddenly makes you, as unfair as it is, it makes you about as attractive as a smoothie filled with the vomit of a priest. Most chairmen at elite monster clubs would sooner let a homeless man take a wee in their microwave than appoint failed Tottenham managers. It's the opposite of Chelsea. You can lose your job at Stamford Bridge and who cares? I will prove it to you. Because going back to Claudio Ranieri in 2004, every manager's next club after leaving Chelsea was Valencia, Inter Milan, Bunyodkor in Uzbekistan. Yeah, that was weird, and that sort of spoils my graph and point. But I mean, after that weird Scolari fling, it was back to PSG, Tottenham, Napoli, Manchester United, Inter Milan again, Juventus, and okay, then there was Everton, but after that, Bayern Munich. Even Roberto Di Matteo got a Champions League job at Schalke, and he's got the tactics of a toenail pie. Compare that with Tottenham managers. Again, going back to 2004, their next jobs were Auxerre, Hamburg, okay, really Real Madrid, but then QPR, Zenit St. Petersburg, Aston Villa. Okay, yes, then there was PSG, but then just Roma and Al Ittihad. So if I was Conte's agent, I would probably be hyperventilating to a sock. People are saying his next job will be Atletico Madrid, but really? Do you really think after 12 tiring years of Diego Simeone that Atletico Madrid are going to have a rebound fling with another master of intensity? No, Atletico, they need a break. Simeone is great, but he's hard work. This guy is so intense. He's probably on the verge of bursting blood vessels, just eating Cocoa Pops in the morning. The Atletico players, the fans, they need a breather. A chance to get back to enjoying football. That doesn't include hiring the guy who was just sacked for screaming at journalists that his players were selfish. I honestly think Atletico are just gonna hire someone who's fun, like a Luis Enrique. Not a man who'd probably slap the tea lady for burning the milk. You might think that Conte would make the obvious return to Juventus, but what's going under the radar is that Max Allegri is actually doing a superb job. It might not look like it because they're 7th in the league, but if they hadn't been deducted 15 points, they would be 2nd in Serie A. Juventus are not sacking Allegri anytime soon. It'll be Roma. They're the new Tottenham. From Mourinho to Conte. Mourinho will outgrow them and leave in the summer to go and get another monster job, so yeah. Sorry Conte, but you might have a serial winner CV, but you'll just be seen as damaged goods. It'll be something basic in Italy like Roma or Fiorentina. Or maybe you'll just go and have to chase the cash in Qatar or Saudi Arabia. But in terms of big boy elite jobs which your talent deserves, just ask Jose. You'll be out in the cold for a while. It takes years to wash a Tottenham sacking off your skin. And it's a bit like trying to scrub a Patrick Bamford tattoo off your foot. Anyway, this is what do you let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Where is Conte gonna go? Who's gonna be the next Tottenham boss? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe as always. I'll talk to you in a while.